Welcome back to Call of the North. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. CLG Red against Selfless Gaming. It's a nice little lady-on-lady action. Don't be gross. Let's go to the broadcasting booth now because we've got two new casters in their seats, ready to go. It's Athena, it's Seaside. Take it away.
Thank you very much, Marissa. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to Northern Arena. This is Call of the North, presented by Bell, and girl-on-girl action. Keep it in context. We got CLG Red, Selfless Gaming, and this one is going to be a tight one, I think. This is going to be two teams that have a history, even back from the Karma days, and clash for the Titans, essentially.
Yeah. I mean, these two girls, these two girl teams, we've seen them clash in a lot of events, like IEM, we've seen them clash at a lot of like ESWC, we've seen them at Fragadelphia, and we're actually going to jump right into the ninth round here. Actually, that goes to CLG Red, which I believe is the wrong name. It's actually Selfless GG, takes the ninth round, and we're going to see what side they're going to be picking here.
Yeah, and it's one of these maps where it's almost personal preference. A lot of teams, some teams prefer the CT, other teams prefer T. And let's see what they're going to opt for here, as they are just taking their time. And, you know, as I mentioned, personal preference, but both teams, as we mentioned previously as well, have a history. And a map like Cash, it comes down to these engagements. And mid is the heart of this map, you know. You gain mid control, you can go any direction you wish. It allows you to slow down the pace. You know, you can gain mid right off the beginning. You're just running, your heart's beating, you gain mid control, and you're like, okay, now we can slow this down. You know, we can go to A or B. We can really make a decision here. We're in control, no longer the CT's in control. And feeling in control as a T is so pivotal in every round. Once you're in control, you can easily gain a bomb site and move on. And what's CLG Red? They typically, on this map, I wonder what they're typically going to go for here.
Well, I mean, the thing about Cash is that whichever side you're on, it really does depend on the teamwork that you have in the game.
Yep.
We were actually talking about this earlier, just us two privately, that, you know, it's expected that most teams do better on CT side than they do on T side, only because when you work together as a team, especially when you've been scrimming as long as these ladies have, you sort of have that teamwork, you have, you know, the angles that you're watching, you always have, you know, a sort of plan, whereas with T side, sometimes you don't always have that, sometimes you get countered, and that's why it's really up to the skill of both these lady teams.
Yep.
We have seen them in previous fights, we have seen them battle it out, and we do know that they are very skilled, and they are equally skilled in the point that they're always battling to see which female team is the top in the world and the top in the NA scene. So.
Yeah, and you're going to see this aggressive A main push already. Claudia's pushed up close into A main, and Potter's going to be playing back here towards the entrance to A main. And Bomb is currently under boost. Our two players from Selfless Gaming. This is going to be Ray and Rain towards Squeaky. And if they push the Squeaky door, they're going to catch the players on right off guard. But Red, it can go both ways at this point, and both teams just playing it slow already. They're trying to get the feelers out for each other. Bomb, again, still favoring towards A bomb site. Emily here just waiting for this push, and it's almost like both teams are playing into each other. It seems like they've done this before.
Of course, I mean...
Oh, and here comes a push. Potter will go down. Rain and Linsky finding 2 kills. And just like that, 5v3 situation, there's a player on highway. That is going to be Benita trying to find these battles. Flashed out currently. And just like that, Bomb gets planted. Benita, she needs to wait for backup rotations are coming in. There is a player, and that is Diana Truck. And with these USPs in range, we know how well they are. Here comes the take. Diane's going to flash in. She's trying to find a one-on-one situation, and there goes Rain. And the push comes to the side from Medina. She turns around. Oh, there's Goose. And Diane goes down. It's all on Miss Harvey in a 1v3 situation. Bomb is ticking. And with 25 HP, it's looking really good. It's not looking too hot.
Yeah. I mean, that was a huge misplay from CLG already from the first round. We can actually see that no one was watching Squeaky. And by holding that passive position from both T and CT, the T's Selfless, they managed to execute that really well in the point that they rushed out Squeaky and CLG didn't know what to hit them.
Yeah.
And like, this is something that you really have to be aware of because Selfless GG, for those of you who don't know, personally I believe that Cash is one of their best maps, probably one of their most played. Feel free to look at their ESEA page. They are doing pretty well in open, I believe, right now, compared to CLG, who is having a little bit of a rough time in. Yeah.
It's B stack, and they're on pistols. They didn't invest too much just armor on Claudia currently, and you're going to see a molly from Gooseberry that is going to clear out a portion of that B bomb side. Benita and Heaven watching the flank because they have no mid presence currently. They've got Potter in towards a Squeaky, so Selfless Gaming slowing it down, be heavy, and Rain's going to be the one with the AK to lead into the site, and if she comes around that corner, she's just going to get a face full of CLG Red, and here they come, they spot the stack. Miss Harvey gets one, and there's Rain to get the trade, but look at these pistols raining down onto the Selfless Gaming members, and just like that, we're in a 3v2 situation, CLG Red making these pistols happen. Ray Bay trying to get bomb, and it's down, there's Rain, and there is Ray onto Benita, and now poor little Potter, all alone, coming from Vents with a P250.
Yeah, I mean, just like that, they did do a really good retake from the T side. Oh my God,
Not
but
over.
Potter's actually going to catch that, but Rain does get the kill onto Potter, but that was a really good
Expensive.
2v2 scenario. Unfortunately, Potter wasn't there with the team, so it was a 2v2 on the site with Potter behind. That flank didn't quite come in as soon as it should. But again, it was just pistol round 2-0. One more save round or eco coming in from the CT side, and then they should be able to buy guns, and we'll see the first buy round coming in from both these teams next round.
Yeah, and that's just expensive at that point. Selfless Gaming having to buy 3 members back into this round. You're going to see a P250 up in the end. They're going to be getting close. They did need stack. It does do a little bit of damage, and there's Rain and Bay and Goose and everyone on the
my
side line.
goodness.
Selfless just finding frags, and CLG Red just pressing the issue. They knew they didn't have too much to work with. And, you know, I respect that. Setting up a default with just 3 USP silence, it's not going to get you too far. But here comes the first rifle round, and in a BO1, you want to get the momentum rolling early. You want to find these opening frags. Now, let's see where Potter goes to go this up, and on the side of Selfless, they're sticking with some SMGs.
Yeah, I mean, we see our star still with the Bison. We see Emily with the SMG, with the actually. But Potter's actually going to be spotting mid, but no one's going to be going mid, which is a good call, I believe, from Selfless GG, since they do have the SMGs. They don't want to take that long-range battle, especially in mid. I believe a fake coming in here from B with the 3 T players stacked towards that A, but we do have Emily actually watching that A main.
Oh, Miss Harvey's going to win that one-on-one against Rain, and I'm surprised that turned into 1v1. Linsky was there to help her teammate, but it didn't come to fruition. And here's Linsky trying to find another one-on-one on the B bomb site. And CLG Red, man advantage, no reason to over-peek. And the bomb, keep in mind, it is still towards mid-garage for Selfless. And a man down, they're trying to find this pick. And they're going to have to switch up their gameplay completely. Miss Harvey here on site, spotting around, a minute on the clock to work with as well. And the bomb, it's found its way back to B, and it looks like Selfless Gaming, they want to take this. Linsky here, still in back checkers. Gonna be smoking off CT. Are they gonna be ready for 2 players on the site? That is the question. There's a third rotating into Heaven as well. Molly and Linsky's just gonna run right through it. And here she goes. She's gonna actually go right to the smoke on front site, trying to get over default. Emily's gonna find Miss Harvey in the meantime, and there's still a player here, and it looks like they know that. And Emily, wow, what UMP kills. And Benita on the flank finds Goose, and now we're in a 3v3 situation. Bomb planted, and it's all on the retake. Molly's raining in. Linsky, that's another Molly. She's fed up with it. And there's Potter, though. And Potter finds a second. It's all on Emily now. UMP. We've seen her get 2 frags already. This would be the ace for her. Utility to work with. Gonna take the one-on-one as she had to. And Benita, there we go. First round on the board for CLG Red.
Yeah, that was really good communication coming in from CLG. We did see a sort of B fake, but then they did realize that no one was actually pushing onto A site. So we saw the 3 players that were stacked mid and towards A actually already rotating, whereas Selfless GG didn't even push yet. So that's really good communication coming in from CLG, especially when, I don't quite remember who, but one of the players pushed A main, and that was immediate information for them. And this is great because now we actually see Emily on the op too. So we might be seeing a mid battle.
We might be. We see both teams haven't really been favoring mid too much. I mean, you can't read too much into the pistol rounds and the forced pistols. But let's see what the setup's going to be. Both teams have rifles, smoke on A main, and Ray just going to be putting the feelers out towards A main. There's a player towards Squeaky that is going to be Goose. And Claudia opting to get close, and it looks like they are going to be going for the Shroud boost. And, well, but they get spotted possibly through the smoke. I wonder if they heard that. Emily, in the meantime, is going to win that op duel, as you mentioned. Potter down. Now, Selfless, they're in full control this round. They can just put on the brakes.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's down to a 4v5, and we still see the Selfless GG players not really sure which site they are going to be taking. However, they are sort of securing that mid control, which is what you talked about earlier. So important in this game, especially on Cash. But we do see them actually moving the bomb towards B.
Yeah, this is an interesting play, but CLG Red, they were forced to split their players. There's 2 here on the site. Diane going to be using that molly to buy a little bit of time, and a smoke on front side as well. And at this point, this is going to narrow where they have to look, and another molly from Miss Harvey, and this push is coming regardless. There's a second on the clock. Diane's going to get a faithful Linsky. Linsky takes her down. Miss Harvey through the smoke's going to find Linsky, so a 1-for-1 trade right now. But Miss Harvey needs to stay alive and frag out. It's all on her. What a shot there in the rain, and she gets the second on Emily, and almost a triple spray down. Miss Harvey, she has just locked down the site, and Deuce's last ring, remember, for Selfless, finds Miss Harvey. And this is so hard for Deuce now. Molly lands at her feet. She's going to try to take a one-on-one, but Claudia burns her alive, and Miss Harvey, she saved that round from CLG.
Yeah,
right there.
that was such a big round from Miss Harvey. One thing I wanted to actually point out was that Kath actually used to be on the roster of CLG.
Yep.
And for a lot of people who have watched or followed CLG previously, you know that Kath did technically have a large role in CLG, but
Huge.
we see each player here stepping up to their plate, which is what I enjoy about these female teams. It doesn't take too long to get used to a roster because it is the same with Selfless GG. Actually, they do actually have a new addition, which is Rebe, in replace of their former player, which is it's great to see that it doesn't matter how much they've had to practice, they still manage to sort of get the strats in. Yeah,
and here comes the push. Benita from Calix going to get 1. Can she get any more? She will get 2. Forbes on the pistol, but there's Emily getting the trade, but Claudia still has something to say from Quad. Potter, the knife is out, slashing away. The bomb gets, that is a left click. Where's the right clicks? There's Claudia to find Emily, and they're all dead, and that's Potter wanting that money.
Yeah, that was Potter wanting that money for sure. However, it was an eco coming in from Selfless GG, which was a bomb plant, so it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I believe they will be able to buy next round. I believe.
Yep.
Yes.
Tons of money.
Tons of money.
Yeah, and the ops back out on Emily again in this mid duel. We might see another mid contest, as Potter has an op in her hands as well. And the money on both sides, definitely favoring CLG currently. But tied up 3-3, and here we go into round 7. And as we mentioned, Potter going mid, and let's see where Emily decides to go. She's number 8 on our mini map, and she's going towards the B-bomb side, trying to find a player of CLG Red getting a little over aggressive, peeking for some information. And she's just going to post up here, possibly thinking someone got back, and they're going to be going for this boost again into Shroud. That's Claudia getting up here. And CLG Red, I wonder if Selfless are going to be aware of this due to them spotting it out the first time.
Yeah, I mean, CLG Red is sort of holding that 2-on-2 default strat, which is good because it has been working so far for them. Maybe not the pistol rounds, but so far it has been working for the gun rounds. And that Shroud boost, I'm not quite sure why you would try to redo it again, but maybe it's something that Selfless GG may not expect to happen twice in a row.
Yeah.
But hopefully we will see how that sort of works out for CLG Red.
Yeah, it's going to make them paranoid. They're going to have to check more angles. But look, Link's getting through the smoke, catching them off guard. Miss Harvey's going to get the turn frag. But look at this Claudia angle on top of this little lamp there. Gets one and the second while falling. All right. And now she gets away into Squeaky, full blind to the Selfless Gaming Embers. And just like that, it's all on Gooseberry in this round. From Selfless Gaming, they slowed it down and decided, all right, we're going to go hit the A-bomb site once we lost our player towards B. And it just got mowed down. CLG Red rotated appropriately, and the op gets picked up again by Potter. And let's see what Selfless go for here. They have a couple players on 4,000, and I don't know if this is Fort's territory, but it definitely pistols are doable.
Yeah, I mean, so far I have been seeing a trend of Selfless GG trying to take that A side.
Going for it.
They are going for it. Oh my goodness. But we have seen a trend of Selfless GG trying to take that A site, and it hasn't been working that much for them. They have managed to get bomb plant, but that B side has been working for them. So I'm wondering if they will try to sort of take that B, try to get their stride back, and sort of work back into the game.
Yeah, Gooseberry's always been going Squeaky. And that time, Claudia spams through, and that's Goose down. And Linsky towards the B-bomb side, we've seen her doing recently once she gets her rifles in hand, and this time she's going to be falling back to her teammates. And it looks like Selfless, they're going to be going for a boost over mid. They want to try to gain some mid control. They need the return frag, but Potter with the op and Z is going to be unchallenged. And look at Benita, so much information right now.
Yeah.
She's going to be finding them as well. Oh, Emily didn't see, and there's 2 of them here. This kid just goes so wrong really quick for Selfless.
Of course. I mean, they do take that mid control, but it doesn't matter because 2 players of CLG have already pushed that Squeaky, and they already know that no one's in A main, so they are going to start moving and starting to stack that B site.
Yeah, here comes the push. Miss Harvey is going to find Linsky in the meantime. Traded out immediately by Emily. And Diane getting aggressive towards B main, and they're running through. CT What a hectic round so far. Potter's gonna try, and that's Bomb. Bomb on side of Selfless decided to run towards Heaven, so Rain, a lot to do right now. She will find the one-on-one. She has 2 frags to her name, but tagged down to 28 HP. Bomb is down on Heaven ramp, and Selfless, it looked like they had a plan to wrap, but the Bomb does a solo adventure. It went for a round trip.
Oh my goodness.
And look at Rain trying to find a 1-1. That's exactly what she has to do. She's gonna find it, and that's the spray duel against Claudia. 2 HP and a Dream. Potter with an op in hand. And 12 seconds to work with, so this is gonna be a critical play right here. Picks up the bomb, 8 seconds, can't get to sight. She has to be able to find Potter and kill her, but Potter's playing the time. She knows this. And that's the round for CLG Red, and is she gonna die for time? She will.
Yeah.
That's just devastating.
I mean, for those of you who were watching earlier, you may have noticed that Rain wasn't playing earlier in the best of threes. That was because she did have work, so she could not commit to playing, but they did have a roster switch. Luckily, they did manage to find someone to stand in. So seeing Rain play now, and for her to sort of show us that she's still in it, she still got it, even though she didn't warm up as much as the rest of her team did. It's a really good sight to see. Unfortunately, they did not manage to hold down that B site. The bomb got lost, miscommunication perhaps, but again, we don't exactly know what was going on in their minds.
Yeah, and look at this boost on default. Claudia's going to be boosted up here by a teammate. And, you know, CLG Red, as we mentioned previously, the mid is such an important part of this map, and there's just no pressure from any team right now.
Yep.
And it's all just site executes, and we're going to see that right now. And here's Claudia on boost. Oh, nice shot there on the Goose. But Selfless have something else in mind. I wonder what Goose was trying to do there.
I think they were trying to pull a fake, but we actually see CLG already rotating, so they kind of saw that coming, I guess. Oh my
no,
goodness!
Miss Harvey's gonna line them up, and she gets 2. Almost the triple, but there's Diane from sight, and CLG Red not panicking.
Yeah, I have to give
played
kudos.
That slow and methodical.
Yeah, of course, but I have to give kudos to Miss Harvey for that patient waiting game.
Yeah, wow.
If that were me, I probably would have shot at the first person
That's
I
why
saw.
I cast. I don't have any nerves. I don't.
But yeah, of course, we saw the patience. She saw 3 people coming, and immediately that was communicated. The player on site peeked with her, and they managed to get all those kills locked down, and B was locked down.
So again, we see Selfless using the smoke on mid, and they're finally going to take advantage of it, boosting 3 members, and Potter's just going to get a dodge, rotating the truck. So this is mid, and as I mentioned in the pregame, once you have mid, you can slow things down, you feel in control. Even not getting that first pick, you just feel like, all right, now we own majority of the map. We can go wherever we choose. Let's force them to us. And as you can tell, Benita is forced to peek from an awkward angle. Goose is going to get mollied off. In the meantime, Linsky finds Claudia in the back lines. Benita all alone towards A. Bomb site needs to make a play, but she's pinched from both sides. Here comes the flash. Benita's going to find the one-on-one. Rain running through the molly. That's Bomb as well. She will get traded out. In the meantime, Diane finds one. So does Potter. Now we're in a 2v2 situation. What a shot from Ray. Excuse me. And there's Harvey onto Ray. And it's all on Emily now, and she's stuck on site, but this is extremely doable. Look at the health on CLG Red.
Yeah, we've definitely seen her do this before, especially previously in this tournament. Emily has been doing some insane plays. Hopefully this is going to be one of them. Wow. Oh my goodness, just missing those shots.
3 HP on this Harvey. She's going to be re-aggressive. Oh no! Goes for the RGN play, or excuse me, random number generator play. Who needs abbreviations?
Of course. That round was a bit confusing to me from Selfless GG. We had players all over the place, but that was a really good hold from CLG because they managed to sort of realize that mid-control that they were losing, and immediately, you know, they threw smokes, they threw mollies. They wanted to control that pace that they were coming in because they already had 2 players of Selfless GG on the site, so they wanted to make sure that they don't get the whole team on there, knowing that the bomb was highway.
And I felt like they rushed it. They gained mid-control, and they just wanted to push the issue. They didn't want to put on the brakes. They peaked in awkward angles, and CLG Red just able to play around that.
I mean, to be fair, they did manage to get a pick on it, which is probably why they tried to rush it. But again, once again, like a really good read from CLG. They managed to molly off. They managed to hold the site. They managed to control all the angles.
Look at Benita. She has snuck her way up mid, and they typically don't do this, but what is that flash? She is full blind, and there's Goose. I've never seen a flying Goose get an AK kill before, but now I have. And now, a minute 20 on the clock. Miss Harvey and Z smoked off currently, and again, Selfless Gaming, they realize CLG Red's not putting too much pressure towards mid, and they're just going to dissect it. In the meantime, there's Rain finding Potter, and Potter pushing for some information, but went too far.
Yeah, and now we actually see the bomb going towards A, so they did get that pick on B and then sort of psyched it out, but the CLG players are unfazed. They are sticking to that A.
Yeah. Oh, but look
Oh
at
my
this from
goodness.
Selfless and Miss Harvey. If she puts herself in a good position, she's going to be able to hear all this, and she's going to go for vents, and she should be able to hear them running. In the meantime, Diana's going to find Linsky. Now, this is doable for Miss Harvey. We've seen her been patient before. She's going to be waiting in vents. It's not popped either. This is perfect for her. Rain's going to be pride firing an angle, and now she's behind them. Here she comes. Raybay just holding, and there's Claudia to open up on Emily. And Miss Harvey lets her presence known, and Raybay needs to find this one-on-one. Oh, what a
my
shot from Miss
goodness.
Harvey. And just like that, it's all on Rain, the player that hasn't played all day in a 1v3. She has full HP and time to work with. And by time, I mean 20 seconds, so not too much time.
Yeah, I mean, oh,
There's the one-on-one, but switches to a pistol.
Unfortunately.
And there's Harvey to take her down. So Miss Harvey, again, showing that she has some patience.
yeah, I mean, they had an interesting play, Selfless GG. They managed to take mid control. They left Goosebreeder mid to sort of catch off the rotators maybe, or to make sure the mid control stays theirs.
Yep.
But instead of taking the bomb to where they actually got a pick, they tried to rotate it back and then rotated it back again.
Yeah, and again, that's just mid-control going away from CLG Red. They, for the longest time, once they had the op, they just put Potter towards mid, and Potter would get smoked off immediately, and that's mid-control,
Yeah.
given up immediately. And Selfless have been reading into this now. They
Yeah.
see, okay, you want to give us mid, we'll take it. And
Yeah.
off of that, they're getting opening frags,
Of course.
and they're able to just slow it down. But again, CLG with these reads, they just have nerves of steel. They're not over-rotating. They're not jumping the gun in any
Yeah.
situation at all,
Yeah,
really.
that's sort of what I meant earlier when I was talking about the way that they play. It depends how they play on CT. It depends how they play as a team, because they managed to hold the sides. They managed to communicate, not to over-rotate, and that was really good in terms of just team play in general. And that's what I really like about watching any team play, especially on a map like Cash, where CT side is considered the most unbalanced. Not really unbalanced, but it is a CT-sided map, considered to be. But then again, it is based on how you play as a team, which is why
Yeah.
that's what I was saying. Like,
Two female teams that have
Of
been
course.
playing together for so long with
Yeah.
pretty much a majority core roster.
Yeah.
You know, a couple players here and there getting changed around. And two female teams are considered, what, would safe to say in the top 5 of female teams in the world?
of
Is that,
course,
is that
I mean,
fair?
in NA, they're probably competing to be the top 2, both of them competing against each other. But in terms of in the world, of course, they are competing to be the top 5. I would probably say top 4, top
Wow.
3 even. That's what's really interesting about the female scene. And we do see them here actually competing with the males, which is something that a lot of people don't really see. They don't really, unfortunately, tune in, or they don't really understand that the female scene does have enough people to sort of challenge the men. And it's just interesting to see how well these girls have done in the tournament. Even though they are both in the lower bracket, they did manage to CLG managed to lose to Insomnia 2-0, and they went instantly to the lower bracket. However, Selfless GG managed to beat Earthroot, I believe it was. Oh, I don't remember. I'm so sorry. Yeah, Earthroot.
You're right.
Yeah, I'll trust my instincts. That's fine. But yeah, they did manage to beat Earthroot, which was, again, I'm sorry I'm rambling, but it was,
It's
again,
all good.
really interesting to see that it wasn't really a close game in terms of all the maps.
Yep.
It was 2-1, which was good. I'm just trying to figure out, like,
We have CLG right now, and I'm looking at their season right now, and they went 8-7 in main. A rough season right now. They will maintain in the position in main, but no playoffs for them. And I got the word. We're back in game, and here we go.
Yep.
So let's see how this is going to play out now. And we're going to have Selfless. They're going to be buying some SMGs going forward, and a Tech 9 on Rain. And a double op set up right now for CLG Red, and let's see what they're going to go for. And again, the Shroud boost is coming out. Up goes Claudia. We've seen this before. And she's going to go to her cheeky little angle there on Light, and out there it is. So Selfless GG have seen this before. Question is, are they going to be ready for it? Benita going to be supporting her this time in Rain, trying to find anyone towards B bomb. So I can be smoking off B main. And it looks like Selfless are committed to this round, and they're just going to be slowing it down, trying to find a frag. Miss Harvey, we've seen her in this position before. Can she find this one-on-one with Rain once again? She's trying to, and she will. There's Misty, but Miss Harvey's going to lose that. And now we're in a 44 situation. And CLG Red, let's see how the rotations work out.
yeah, I mean, again, you sort of see that default that they always have at least one person on each side coming in from CLG, which is a really good CT strat just in case, because Selfless GG, we've seen them try to always do that fake out, always try to do that one pick. So far it's been working out for CLG to keep at least one person on side, but we actually see Emily.
Oh, wow.
That bomb is down.
Yeah, it's all on Potter and Diane, and they have ops to work with. But look at the health on Selfless. Goose on 45, Rain on 10. Rain, excuse me. What a shot from Potter, though. Catches Ray jumping to sight. Bomb does get planted. 2v2 retake situation. Now for CLG Red, they need to make this happen. Linsky and Catwalk gonna find Diane. It looks like that's not communicated properly, but now she has this. She's gonna be going for the jump shot. Wow, legs through the Catwalk as well. And Potter in a 1v2. She has to find a one-on-one. She's gonna go for the sight, but there is Goose Breeder to take her down. So now CLG Red showing some more poise, but getting shut down immediately by Selfless.
Of course. I mean, this is just, you know, sort of what I was talking about earlier. I do keep stressing about CLG, but I also have to stress that Selfless GG is managing to execute strats as a team, which is something that sometimes you don't see that often. Sometimes in online qualifiers, you see more teams playing as, you know, I wouldn't say puggers, but I'd say
10-man.
10-man, yeah. They're playing more for kills. They're playing more for frags. They're trying to win by sort of just rushing into sides and trying to play things as fast as possible. The sort of patience that Selfless also has.
And I think that plays into these two playing often. You know, two female teams, I can't imagine they don't scrim each other. They definitely scrim each other all the time.
Yeah, I mean, and CLG Red actually live in a gaming house together, so they do manage to scrim like all the time. Maybe not necessarily against Selfless GG, but they do manage to scrim.
Oh, and there's Benita opening up on Rain. And Ray is all alone, gonna molly off a little bit of forklift. And now the pressure's on Selfless. They need to find opening frag somewhere. They need to work as a team, as we've been mentioning. And Goose Breeder just gonna be throwing a little bit of a fake towards A. They're gonna be walking back to pick up this bomb, and now Selfless, all the pressure's on them. CLG Red have rotated 3 members towards A bomb site. But we've seen that be irrelevant. We've seen CLG and Miss Harvey just lock down this B bomb site. Diane this time's in a little cheeky ninja corner. She's gonna be holding for this angle. And if you peek, she will see you first. And they're gonna be walking towards the B bomb site now. Bomb is in hand. Flash gets dropped. Oh, Diane's going for the peek. Wow, tags down Linsky at 4 HP, and Miss Harvey again. All alone. Here comes the push. What can she do? Molly's gonna land behind her. She's gonna take one. What a headshot there on the Ray. And the second on Linsky. Oh, the flash comes through, but Emily full blind gonna take her down. And now we're in a 3v2, and I would not consider this a retake situation. That bomb is not planted. Goose having to reposition off of a Molly, and here's Emily towards Checkers. And this round, CLG Red, extremely doable.
Yeah, she definitely hears Potter actually walking in, and she does get the shot on Potter in that Sunroom, but it is down to Claudia and Benita in a 2v2, which isn't not doable. It is definitely something that they can do. The flash, but Goose Breeder getting the shot onto Benita. Claudia left in a 1v2. Is she Yes.
And no utility to work with. Just going to be trying to find that 1-1 on the player on site, and there's the op from Emily from Checkers, and now we're sitting at an 8-5 scoreline. No money on CLG Red, and the question is, are they okay with letting this one go?
I mean, 8-5 is actually a pretty good scoreline, in my opinion, for a T side on cash. Then again, it does depend on the CT side and T side that we talked about earlier, but 5 rounds is more than enough for a team to definitely come back. We actually saw it in the last game with Ace Gaming, where they were up 7-0. Sorry,
they're down 7-0.
Yeah, sorry, they're down 7-0, and they managed to bring it back and win, actually.
Oh, you just spoiled the internet. Oh, there's Miss Hardy, and he got a frag with these pistols. She's continuing the push. She gets a second, almost a third, but it's just a slaughter after that. And there's 3 members staying alive for Selfless, but you know what? CLG Red, for the light investment they have, Miss Harvey getting 2 kills with that P250.
Yeah.
That's money. And let's see what Selfless are going to go for here in the final round of the first half. And there's no op on the play of CLG Red. And I'm curious to see how Potter's going to try to gain this mid control and challenge Selfless Gaming as they attempt to get this mid control. And Emily with her own op. We've typically seen, just again, Potter towards mid all by her lonesome. Going to be getting aggressive this time with only a rifle. No boost coming out from Selfless yet. Going to be playing close. Molly drops behind her for the vents. This is just a slow round. Both teams want this last round and a half.
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely see the T's sort of still doing that, trying to get a frag first before entering a site, but 8-6 score on is really close So then again, it just shows the skill level that both these teams have, but
Already gets the double spray down, and that's 2 for her. And now, 3 remaining players are selfless. They need to find an opening. They need to work together, and the bomb is coming towards A as we speak. Squeaky gets open, and they'll get his boost again. Claudia is getting ready for this one. She has the angle, no smoke. She will find the one, and that is going to be Emily down, jumping down to the site. And a nice trade coming out from Benita. And now it is all on Ray. A 1v4, and this is difficult. 50 seconds, bomb in hand. 4 one-on-ones is going to prove to be difficult, and it's not going to happen. And there we're going to have a 9-6 half. Now, again, it comes down to the comfort zone of these teams. And are they going to be comfortable, CLG Red, with a 9-6 half? I know I would be, but again, here I am not playing.
I mean, for sure, 9-6 half is actually really good for both teams, in my opinion. Still winnable from either side. CLG have their strengths and weaknesses. Selfless GG have both their strengths and weaknesses. CLG definitely has that patience on CT side. They definitely know the correct way to sort of plan things. They know how to communicate. They know not to over-rotate, which is really good. And it just shows a lot of practice and how much dedication and time these girls put in. And same from Selfless GG. They're always executing, strats we haven't seen before, strats that, their coach, or not coach necessarily, but Emily is actually in a relationship with XP3. So XP3 is, I believe, helping them with that sort of tactics side. But again, these girls have come up with most of the tactics on their own. And so it's always interesting to see how they sort of fare, especially against different teams.
Question for you. Now, I was talking like mid-control is gold on this map. You gain it. It's the heart of cash. You can go wherever you want. But both teams seeming to negate that. It's like, it's just mid on cash. We'll put one player towards it. And even when it got contested, it was still just Potter alone, no supports from Vents. Barely. They just stuck 2 in both sites and said, Potter, you're on your own. Get aggressive. Do whatever you want to do. And
of course.
It didn't get exploited as much as it should have at all.
I mean, in terms of CLG, sort of thinking about how Cash is one of the best maps for Selfless GG, they may have wanted to play a more passive, a more defensive way. So maybe that, double mid stack, you usually see, 2 on A, 2 mid, and 1 B, or 1 A, 2 mid, 2 B. And that sort of strat maybe didn't sort of conform to what they expected Selfless GG to do. But then again, we did see Potter mid with the ops sometimes, and we did see Emily try to take that. She did manage to take it once or twice. But then again, Selfless GG was more trying to get the fakes, trying to get the frags, which is why that mid control wasn't really their top priority. And it's probably why CLG also didn't try to take mid control that often, because they realized that Selfless GG wasn't trying to take that mid control at all.
Yeah, and the ops never really moved. The ops were like, Potter's like, all right, I'm mid. I'm never going to change the op position. The op never changed hands. It was always Potter. Hey, I'm the opper. I'm going to go for this mid control. I'm all alone. And smoked off Z. She had to rotate truck. There's not much she could do in mid. And the op on Emily, right? She was the opper. She was a little more versatile, but almost set in stone with either I'm going to pick mid or I'm going to go towards B. It was never really this agile op that most T sides need. They need this T opper that's able to get these entry frags and start these.
Of course.
And I just got the whisper in my ear. We're about to go live. So let's jump right back into this one, folks. And you know what? This is going to be a close one. A nail-biter, best of one. And both of these teams want to keep going on. And, best of ones, it comes down to map choice. And I think both teams have shown they're comfortable on this. They've shown that they're ready to compete. And both of them desperately want to prove that they're the best in the Call of the North when it comes to the female teams.
Especially with how it is a best of one. They are competing to see who is going to be, moving on. But we will jump right into the game here. 9-6 to CLG Red, who are currently on the T side after switching halves for halftime. Selfless on that CT side.
Oh, look at this push from Linsky. They have decided mid control is important for us on our CT side. She's going to get aggressive. Potter gets over boost on spot, and Rain and Emily starting this push, and this can just fall apart so quickly from CLG Red. And look at this. Potter hears this coming from Selfless GG. That's a triple rotation. Emily finds Diane in the back, but Linsky, this is so awkward. Potter drops her. In the meantime, though, Emily going to find Benita. And this round is so hectic. They can't even get to the site. Claudia's all alone. She's like, where's my team? We just fell apart. And Selfless, that's such a smart double push into mid.
Yep. I mean, we can definitely see the contrast in how Selfless GG and how CLG Red play CT side. We saw CLG Red holding that passive sort of mode, which did end up biting them in the back. But Selfless GG did manage to hold it aggressive and maybe that's just how the teams differ in playstyle, but for sure we are seeing each playstyle working for each team of their own.
Exactly. Yeah. And now, Selfless. The round where the SMGs come out to play. FAMAS Goose Raider. And Emily's going to be playing towards White Box. And with this P90, it's a scary thing to run in front of. 50 bullets of mayhem. Miss Harvey's going to get boosted with a P250. A couple of teammates are going to be coming with her. The bomb currently is poised towards the site, as you can see there, just hanging out behind. And who is that? That is going to be Diane, and she has a flash for this as well. So if Emily's not careful, she might get taken down. She's going to be flashed and fall off. And look at this, CLG Red with just pistols of game mid control.
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely see the mid control that we were talking about earlier.
It's crazy.
It's being taken by CLG, so of course they are sort of tailoring other teams' playstyle.
Yeah, there's Miss Harvey getting taken down by Linsky. Ray, what can she do with his UMP? Missing some shots, letting a player across the site. That's bomb, that's pivotal. And Benita's actually allowed to push and take her down as well. And it's just another slaughter. Bomb does that planned by CLG Red, and that's just on the back of just pure. We're holding W. We're getting the bomb down. There's Emily to find Diane. It's all on Potter. Not too much invested, just a P250. And there, yeah, as I talked about her.
Yeah, they did manage to get the bomb down, which was a good play coming in from CLG. But then again, I was talking about the aggressive and defensive play styles, and what really interests me is how these two teams actually contrast each other. And that's why they're constantly at a battle to see who is the best female in the world, best female NA, female team, of course, and it's just great. And now we're actually going to see a buy round coming in from CLG Red with that bomb plant, but Selfless GG is not upgrading.
Yeah, they're not upgrading, and CLG Red had enough money to get all head armor as well. They're going to go for all head armor. They're assuming that Selfless Gaming, they're not going to upgrade. They're assuming they're going to be greedy. They're going to want to stack up this money with this SMGs. And that's exactly what's happening. You're going to have Ray here close with the Yump, just going to be spotting a crack in that smoke. And CLG Red are heavy towards the B-bomb site, Linsky, and they're going to hear this boost going out, and they got to know what's happening here. And Ray's going to get out of dodge. But for how long is Linsky's in vents? And now this is interesting from CLG Red. They're just going to be playing this slow. They're hoping someone Selfless with those SMGs will get aggressive.
Yep.
But no one's biting yet.
Yeah, they do have Claudia actually watching that flank, and she does get Rain because Rain and I believe Goose Breeder actually pushed that A main squeaky area, and they did get that information, which is why the CTs have rotated. But we will see CLG rotating back around with the bomb towards a site.
Yeah. Based on that pick, they know, all right, well, now they're going to have to rotate someone off a B, or they're just going to gamble stack it at this point with the SMGs, and you're going to see CLG Red slowly working back, and I'm actually surprised Selfless haven't rotated anyone. This gives CLG full mid control, but be careful, there's still a player looming in vents, and here comes the push. Diane to lead the charge in A main, and this player of Goose Breeder is pushed into Squeaky. Emily, P90 back from Truck, going to flash through that, and that's going to allow Goose Breeder to open the door and challenge. That's exactly what she's going to do. We'll find one on Miss Harvey. Anytime Emily gets one immediately traded out. And now we're in a 3v3. And as I speak of that, Benita's going to take care of Linsky. And now we're in a 3v2, and this is a hard retake for Selfless.
Yeah, I mean, CLG did not actually hear the squeaky as they were pushing in, so they did manage to lose a couple of those players. But Benita actually getting the shot onto Goose Breeder. It is up to Ray Bay, who does get the shot onto Claudia, down to a 2v1.
Yeah, Ray Bay, kid in hand, going to use up all her remaining utility. Is she going to check this box? She's not. And there's Potter. Surprise.
If you're going to check, you got to fully check.
Yeah. I'll blame Black Bars on that one. That's what we'll do. And 10-8. And now this becomes one of those situations where both teams' money is just on edge. There's no, it's a little off actually too.
Yeah, I mean, so we see Miss Harvey actually switching weapons. So then again, it is communication within the team, but the AK buy should mean that the round is, oh my goodness, look at this.
See. Oh, this is an interesting decision. I like, I respect it, Selfless.
Yep.
Reading into each other, possibly. This is some demo watches.
This is exactly what I mean. They're contrasting each other.
Yeah,
so we do have the whole of T, the whole CLG Red pushing that A side. We have the whole Selfless actually stacking that B, but they did get the information that they're not there, so they are rotating already towards that A side.
What surprises me here is CLG Red just putting on the brakes. Like, you think it's a pistol situation, but there you go. There's Potter to hold the flank as I'm talking about finding anything. And now I think they have a pretty good idea of what's going on. Potter going to take that duel against Linsky. Meantime, Harvey's going to open up on Emily. Ray with his Eagle. Trying to get something done now. It's all on Goose Breeder. And a 1v5. I'm not too sure what else she's going to be able to get done. And bomb planned from CLG Red as well. So 11 8. And this is the money they've been saving for, but Ray-Bay and Linsky still extremely low on the funds.
Yep. Emily with that op, hopefully taking it mid to sort of stop CLG Red from taking any form of mid control, which they do seem to try to take on the T side, unlike Selfless GG so far.
Yeah, and let's see what they're going to go for. They're going to be boosting on red. They're just jump spotting it this time as Diane going to be spotting that. And that's just to check if anyone on Selfless is going to get a little cheeky and go for a mid push right off the get-go. MP9 is on the side of Linsky. She had low funds going into this round. And look at that door spam. They know each other. They know they like sending a player in their default setup towards Squeaky just to lock that down, be a little bit of a nuisance. Now, with these SMGs, I wonder what can... Diane has to get in their faces.
For sure. I mean, they're just waiting for another frag, but actually they're lit, and Miss Harvey actually continuing to kill that Linsky.
Continue to kill Linsky. That's what she wants to do. And that's what she'll do this round in a minute 5 on the clock. Now, you see Molly get dropped on door. This is going to slow Claudia down. But the bomb is starting to rotate back to A as we speak. And the one-hand MAC-10 coming out from Diane. I love that new animation. You gotta love it. Gonna be trying to come out a main. Goose Breeder here in the mid. White box that's flash. Now that's gonna tell her a little bit of what's happening here. And here comes the push. Rain's getting close into the smoke. 45 seconds on the clock. Another smoke gets dropped at her feet. Now this is an awkward situation with the Selfless. They need to find something. There's still 5 members from CLG Red alive. And look at Rain's here with Goose Breeder. And a trade. 1-for-1 now. That's Benita down. Look at Emily trying to get close. Rain finds another one up Potter. 3v3 retake situation now. Emily, good communication. That player quad was low. And Rain getting tagged up from Squeaky, and it's all on Claudia. There you go. She goes for the peek. Rain takes her down. And going forward now, what is the plan? Now, CLG Red, let's take a peek at their money situation here. And they're sitting pretty.
Yep.
They are definitely sitting pretty. And Potter with the op now. As we saw her on CT, she was the mid player. And let's see where they're going to take advantage of her going forward. And here we go into this round. Potter op on back. A little bit of utility to work with. Op on Emily. And you're going to see Rain getting herself towards sandbag position. Not going to be challenged as of yet. And both of these teams just love the one-player mid.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we do actually see the default strat coming in from CLG Red, sort of having a player in every aspect of the map, sort of in a horizontal, vertical line. But we do have 2 players on B, 1 player on A. Or actually, are they stacked A?
They're stacked.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're stacked red box, so they're going to be watching that from default. So we're watching that A main push, which is a good strat because there are 2 people in A main here.
Yeah, and that stack is so useful. It allows your teammate to watch it in while you watch them run up to you from Squeaky. And here's Rain. She's going to try to find one and fall off. Benita not getting communicated that there's a player up there. They spotted that. Benita's going to get out alive. Goose Breeder spamming through a door. Not going to find anyone. Excuse me, Benita dies. She died. I was reading the wrong thing. But there's Emily. Get the frag there onto Potter. And just like that, but Miss Harvey has something to say about it. She's going to find Linsky. And here comes the take onto the B-bomb site. The player there needed to find the 1-on-1, and that's what they did. That is Ray. And she finds something she cannot. Harvey just on fire this round. And Emily, with this op, is going to try to deny the bomb plant. It's too late. And it's a 2v3 situation. Flash is going to land right in her face. And now this is a hard retake with an op and little utility to work with.
Yeah, I mean, for Red, just holding the site is going to be enough for them, which is exactly what I was going to say they should do. No aggressive peeks because it is a 2v3. You don't want to lose any 1v1 battles and end up giving them an opportunity to retake the site.
Yeah, now it's on Emily. Bomb is taken away, and she just wants to save this op going forward in the next round. Holding the truck position, takes the head off Miss Harvey. Miss Harvey looking for her 4th kill of the round. That's juggling my words a little bit. I juggle my pastime. And Emily just trying to get out with her op. Now it looks like she's going to be able to save it. And I wonder what they're going to do with this. Oh, no.
Never mind.
Caster cursed. I swear, it only happens with me.
Can you stop jinxing people, please?
I'll do my best. I'm sorry.
Shout out to Selfless GG. He actually jinxed you in the caster room. He was saying you weren't going to win, and then you lost.
I didn't say anything.
Well, we do actually see another eco coming in from Selfless GG. They are just going to hopefully play a stacked site, which they are. They do have 3 players towards that A site. And the bomb is actually going towards A, which is a good gamble coming in
Oh, the
from
run
Selfless.
boost. Rain to Shroud, and they've been doing this too often. Both teams just love boosting players in there, and at this point, they're just going to check it even if no one's there. Emily's getting mollied out of position, and if she can get one frag here in this spot, she's got to be happy with herself. Already mollied down to half health. Gonna get challenged, and still living for that long, puts in a little bit of damage, and that's part of to take her down. Getting in a 1v1 situation with Diane, unable to do anything. 6 HP on her. And the pistols from Selfless, unable to find anything.
Yeah, I mean, we do see CLG actually took a while to hook that site. They did manage to get all 5 of those players off Selfless DG down. It was an eco, however, but they did manage to hold on to all their guns, which was really good, making it 13-9, which is in favor of CLG Red, which is looking really good. However, we do see another half buy coming in from Selfless GG. We do have Raybake with
Glass
that
cannon.
FAMAS, and we do have a glass cannon.
Yeah,
here for Emily.
so she's putting full trust in herself. She needs to find this opening frag for her
Yep.
team. Otherwise, this round's going to be busting, and the game, the rest of the game's not looking too bright for them. And CLG, they're going to be playing this little bit of slow. I feel like this this mid's been neglected, and it makes me sad as a cash lover. It really makes me tear up a little bit inside. But that's all right, because again, both teams, they don't want to put any control towards mid, and it just makes the takes even more exciting. And you're going to see 3 members, and there's Potter with her op trying to find a frag as the smoke fades. Goose Breeder, just gets out of dodge as Potter's going to be peeking that. If Goose Breeder repeaks, that's going to be her life, and the rotations are coming in as all these smokes land, and they actually abandon the bomb site.
Yeah, I mean, we do actually see the bomb going towards B, but we do have one player, Raybay, actually holding that for the find just in case, but she actually does die to Miss Harvey. The bomb to go to B. Benita actually getting the kill onto Rain, but Rain got her kill on Potter. Potter to say that. I thought that was a no-scope for a second.
I got really excited.
But the B site does go to CLG Red. They do not get the bomb down. They are just going to play the site for now.
I don't think they're going to go for this.
I hope not, because Emily with that glass cannon,
Yeah.
she should really save, but it does look like
And
they
no
are
kid
going for
either.
it.
So this is...
Really risky
yeah, it
coming in
is.
from Selfless.
It really is. And it looks like they were just trying to find a one-on-one and possibly make it happen. But yeah, they're just going to be running out of here. No kit, no utility. Glass cannon on Emily, as we mentioned.
Yeah.
She just wants to save that op going into the next round. And again, I've said this before, and she died. So I don't talk about
I mean,
it.
if I were in their shoes, I wouldn't want to give them that 14th round either,
Yeah.
because then it's if you lose one more round, you have to play for overtime.
You have to.
You can't
Yep.
do. You can't win at that. You can't win yet at that point. You have to-
Not comfortable.
Yeah, not comfortably
Yeah.
at least. You have
No.
to.
Harvey
But CLG Claudia standing through the doors does not get that squeaky.
Yeah, so 14-9, money
Money,
on
money,
Selfless. I don't want to say non-existent. It's there. It's not comfortable.
It's there.
And Emily's going to be dropping FAMAS over to Linsky, and they're going to be buying in this round. So it looks like they're willing, if they lose this, to allow CLG Red to get to round 15.
Yeah.
And this buy is, it's not as weak as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it is very, very risky. If they do lose this round, they may not have enough money to continue on to secure a winning round at least, or to sort of stop them from winning, to stop CLG from taking that 16th round off of them. And for those of you, for those of you who don't know, this is actually a best of 1 in the lower bracket. So whoever wins gets to move on and still has a shot of claiming that spot in the championship of CSGO at Northern Arena. Fan Expo, September 1st to the 4th. But the loser, unfortunately, has to go home. So
Yeah, they can't be upset, though. They've had a good showing, both
Yeah.
teams, and
for sure.
it is not over yet. They're fighting with their hearts on their sleeves. Linsky here in the B-bomb site, and this is just a stack site from Selfless. Possibly feeling that CLG love going to the site, and they're going to be right in this situation. Diane trying to find opening frag coming out of Squeaky, out of Checkers. I'm used to them coming out of Squeaky. And they're going to be going for this push. 1-for-1 trade currently, but there's Goose Breeder to find 2. Diane will finally get the kill on Linsky. And Selfless Gaming. Diane on 2 HP gets killed crossing, and that hole in the smoke might just lose this round, as it's all on Potter and Benita. And there is Rain from the flank to pick up Potter, and Benita gets dropped from Goose Breeder. So there's Selfless Gaming saying, hey,
Yep.
we're not done yet.
And Rain was the only person without a gun that round. She was the only one with a pistol, and she didn't manage to put it to work. She did a flank, and that actually really worked out for them. So it was a really good call for that buy, since now it is 14-10. They did not give that 15th round to CLG Red. And we do have a gun round coming in here.
Pivotal.
Yeah, CLG Red low on money now. Selfless GG, they do have the guns from last round. So
Yeah, and you see Selfless GG, or Selfless GG. CLG Red, if they lose this round, I don't know what I'm trying to say there. If CLG Red lose this round, they're going to be broke for money for a little bit.
Yeah.
And Emily trying to go for this opening pick gets flashed out, but look at Linsky. It's a patience real, it's not, and oh no, but she does get 2. So she brings it back as Diane will trade her out. Now we're in a 3v3 situation, but there's no one left from Selfless in that bomb site, and they're going to get this plant. And this retake from Selfless, it has to happen. It's no excuses at this point. They have to go for it.
Yep. I mean, they do have the economy for it. They do have the guns for it at this point. No one has a pistol. No one has a blast cannon.
There's Goose opening it up on Diane.
Yep.
And look at Claudia, though, back there. She's going to take the one-on-one. Rain goes down, but now she's trapped, and Molly at her feet as well. It's going to be spreading it to her. She's going to use that smoke to get out of there. What is that B-hop?
Oh my goodness.
And Benita on site takes down Ray, and there's Claudia to take down Goosebreeder. So match point now for CLG Red,
Yep.
and let's see how weak this buy from Selfless is going to be.
Yeah, and CLG again, completely unfazed by that first pick they had on the retake of the site. They just showed that no matter how many people they have left, they will keep trying, they will keep dedicating. And fortunately, an eco coming in from Selfless GG. Let's see what they have in store here. I'm not saying it's over yet, but
You just said it.
no, the odds are against them, unfortunately. We do have a very aggressive push coming in from Rain.
Yeah, that's what they got to do on pistols. You know, you
Yeah.
got to take some risks. Yeah, you're on. Possibly you might lose this game right here in this round, but you got to do something risky. Rain gonna be trying to find a frag anywhere she can. Claudia in Squeaky. I got that right that time. Gonna be trying to find a frag from that position, but look at that. The fire is gonna kill Rain.
Summit.
A little ironic. And Spreader here close on Squeaky. What are they gonna get done? Squeaky doors open. Claudia just gonna be hanging back with just pistols.
I guess you could say she set fire to the Rain.
All right, Adele. I'm sad that I even know that. I can't believe myself. I have a sister, all right? That's my excuse. And Benita here trying to find a frag towards the A-bomb site, but there are 2 players, if my eyes don't deceive me, of Selfless towards this site, and Molly's going to be raining in. When just pistols, this is going to be so hard for Selfless. Hanging on here at Call of the North. He's going to be peeking, taken down by Claudia. Goosebreeder, the last one here. It's a sad day for all worldwide. But look at that, though. In the meantime, Selfless Gaming will get 1 frag back, but 4v2 and retaking with just pistols, you have a flash to work with. It's looking grim.
Yeah, unfortunately, 2v4 with only pistols. Although, Artstar does have a Hall Kane. She does put that to use. And it actually is down to a 2v2.
Oh my goodness, it's a 2v2 situation. Ray's gonna be pushing this quick hard. Whoa, with the deagle, is gonna take down Diana, and it's all on Miss Harvey. A 1v2 situation. She's in A main, they know where she is. She does not kill the bomb diffuser. She thought she did. They're back on this defuse. Miss Harvey gets 1, but is there time? This is gonna be tight.
They got it.
And they do it.
Oh my
They are living.
Selfless GG just showing exactly why they are one of the top female teams and why they did manage to get those rounds on teams in the upper brackets. Both of these teams, fighting for that chance, and we can tell Selfless GG taking risks, using that communication, using everything they had in their power to make sure that CLG Red does not take that final round without the final push.
Yeah, and now CLG Red, Tech 9's armor. They're going to be trying to make this happen. There's I believe that's just a P250 in play on the side of Benita. Going to be Goosebreeder. Going to be boosting a player up here. Back to Shroud. Shroud's been getting a lot of shout-outs. That's all right. Minute 33 on the clock, and look at Rain up here. Going to be getting this lamp position. We see both of these teams using this heavily. They feel like it's a comfortable angle for them. It's hard to spot out from A main. And here comes the push. Smoke out. Potter's going to be clearing that, but not the lamp position. Rain, unable to get frag, she'll actually drop for free. That's Miss Harvey. Now Goosebreeder trying to come up huge. Will drop bomb. She will get 2. What a double kill. And she's still living. Cannot get the triple. That's going to be Diane to clean it up. Emily trying to salvage this round as the bomb site is given up. Peanut. Oh, the nade actually comes in from Ray. In the meantime, though, Diane gets 1. Miss Harvey trying to do work in a 1v1 situation. There's a minute on the clock. Bomb is not yet planted. It is in Miss Harvey's hands. And this is all on Linsky to keep Selfless Gaming in this competition. Miss Harvey's going to keep a quad, and Linsky.
Still not giving
It's not
up.
over yet.
It is not over yet, ladies and gents. Possibly in overtime if they do manage to push that. They will have an awkward economy for
Yeah,
CLG
this is a
Red
sticky situation.
and for Selfless GG, actually. We do see a couple of FAMASs, a P90, and then that M4 and AK, but we do have a Pistol Y coming in from CLG Red. They just want to win one more round, so they are going to save just so that they can buy guns next round, fix their economy, and sort of secure that win for them, and hopefully, well, not hopefully, but for the sake of CLG Red,
I'm still crying.
there's
The poor mid. I mean, it needs some attention too. Like I'm losing my mind.
look,
It's
they're
all right.
boosting over mid here, okay?
Thank you, Potter, for doing the mid on cash justice. I appreciate it. And a minute 25 on the clock. CLG Red gonna be lining up some smokes towards a bomb site, and you're gonna see Selfless put 2 members towards a bomb site, as per the usual for these two teams. And Rain's gonna be playing quad. There is a molly to clear this. It is on the back of one of the players, and there it is, gonna be raining in. Bonita's gonna lead the charge, gonna be jumping up on Red. Is Rain gonna be ready for this? Not. And there's Goose finding one, but what else can she find? She's gonna be trying to find this player. Raptor, she spotted it. There she is. That's gonna be Lydia down. Claudia down, excuse me. And though in a 1v3 situation, does get the one frag there into Linsky, and now it's a 1v2 situation. This is where it gets hairy. Ray coming in for the rotations, and they're gonna do it again. This is not over. And
Yep.
but keep in mind, CLG Red economy.
Yeah.
Let's creep back up.
I mean, they did really well in terms of getting 3 guns down from Selfless GG. Their economy was a bit awkward last round, and they will have just enough to buy, you know, SMGs or just a mix buy, but luckily their teammates do have enough money to drop them some weapons, but we do see a full buy coming in from CLG Red, so maybe this is their plan.
No op though on the side of Selfless. No money.
No op from Selfless.
So this should be an interesting situation as Potter gets herself her op. We've seen her some insane shots so far in this game. And she gets herself on her vents this time, so a little more mid pressure, which makes me smile deep down inside. She's gonna be in the vents this time, and it's 15-13. And CLG Red, they love just playing back and waiting for Selfless to make the first mistake, but both these teams not too aggressive on their CT sides.
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of what I enjoy seeing about these teams, but at the same time, it's the fact that they both know how each other play. They don't want to play too
wow.
aggressive, but Ray Bay actually getting the kill onto Miss Harvey. 4v5 down for CLG.
Yeah, you're gonna have Emily here. Can't do much with P90 at range. She is gonna be playing in the Z position, gonna be peeking out mid. I don't know if she's fighting anyone, gonna be ramming it down. Ramming it? Spamming it. Shout out to Spam. Spamming down mid. And 55 seconds on the clock. We're in a 4v4 situation. I'm gonna get Molly off. Oh, and head taken off from Claudia. And now CLG Red in the driver's seat. Man advantage, health advantage as well. And here comes Bonita up highway. She's gonna catch anyone off guard. There's Beast Raider find one, but now it is all on Ray. And she is in a 1v3 situation. Bomb not yet planted. Finds a one-on-one with Bonita. But this is still so difficult for her. She has Diane and Claudia to get through. And a 1v2 nade and Kit to work with. Tons of time. That nade drops Diane so low. And here's Ray. She needs to find these one-on-ones. There's a player quad and a player in Squeaky, I believe. Are they in that toxic barrels? I am not going crazy. They're in toxic barrels.
No.
But oh, there is Diane to close it out. And just like that, CLG Red gonna be moving on. They are gonna defeat Selfless Gaming 16-13. And
Yep.
and a game between two Titan girl teams going
Yeah.
at it, just like that.
For sure. I mean, 16-13 just shows how close that these girls are in terms of skill level. It just shows how close these girls are in terms of, you know, overall gameplay. And it's great that we sort of got to see this because we did manage to see both these teams with not the roster that they normally do play with. They do have actually one person on each side who was not on their roster previously, but recently was added. So it is great to see both these girls' teams adapt to that. And it is actually insane to see the comeback that
Yeah,
Selfless
it was.
almost had.
It was close. They really brought it close.
It was really close. Even like some of the male teams that we've seen hasn't even been that intense.
It was a good game.
Yeah,
I'll
of course. But yeah, that's just one thing that I really enjoyed watching. So unfortunately,
We do have a replay, actually.
Yep.
This is Miss Harvey. And this was that pivotal round where she was on the site all alone and she just locked it down. It's crazy how she got this kill and just locked the site down and won the round for her team. As you can see, the push comes. They use all their utility to try to slow it down, allow rotations to come in. Diane goes down immediately, and it's Miss Harvey to lock this down. She gets the one there. And at this point, she just goes into Miss Harvey mode, and she just gets this spray down, and this is just so pivotal. She gets that one, which I don't even know if I could hit that shot. She gets a second as well, and Miss Harvey just locks this down for so long and makes it so difficult
Yeah.
for Selfless Gaming to get to the site, and the rotations already came in, and it was all in Goosebreeder, and the rest is history. It just goes down right there.
Position was so important for that as well.
Yeah.
She did manage to, switch her position. She did manage to adapt to how many people were coming into the site. She didn't just stay in one position and kill and then try to get the trade off with the other person on the site. She did manage to sort of jump around, pick up an AK, sort of adapt to the people that were running onto site, and that worked out really well, especially with the quick flank coming in from the rest of her team there. Claudia actually throwing that molly in the end and getting a summit kill, as some would say.
And without that, we might have been a closer scoreline. It might have been even overtime. It might have been even Selfless GG even trumping them as their economy. It was so back and forth, though, even throughout that whole game.
Yeah.
So no one really took advantage. And we got another one for you guys coming up right now. And it is round 25. And this is just Selfless Gaming just going off. Goose, unable to get anything. But this is just the pistols raining down from Selfless Gaming. But this is where, CLG, they dominated. And Selfless Gaming investing in the previous round. And the pistols, not Selfless Gaming pistols.
But this is where Selfless GG actually managed to 2v4 them and get the bomb defusal, which just shows how much they put into this. And Linny obviously getting that AK kill was so important. But as well, we do have Ray Bay with the Deagle.
And this is where Miss Harvey gets full blinded, and she thought she killed the bomb diffuser in a 1v2 situation. You see full blind, she thought she got it, but look at that. 1 HP does take down the diffuser, but with just a little bit time to spare. That's Ray Bay, and she's gonna actually bring that back, and that was the beginning of that momentum swing. Right there, you saw it. The economy swinged, everything was just coming up Selfless Gaming at that point, but CLG Red keeping calm, composure, and Marissa's got something for us. Let's throw it over to her.
Aw, thanks guys. Listen, I'm really sad that matchup is over. I cannot believe this is the end of that. But CLG Red creeping, sneaking in that lower bracket. I love it. And we're going to find out who they're going to play after the next round. So yes, as you see here, we're going to see Earthroot taking on Insomnia next with a best of one. And then we'll see whoever wins there play CLG Red tomorrow. Cannot wait for this matchup. It's the last one of the night. Getting the tinglies here, everybody. Don't go away. We'll be right back.